STS, deprogram for a reason, because I had to get rid of that old programming that nearly took my life away. It's real life shit. That's why I'm here today. And yeah, we're back with Lady Cran. We don't stay down, we stay up, and we don't chat pop. But it's not real talk. It's another midweek catch up. Trust me, I got a lot of energy right now. And yeah, man, greetings to you all, you know. And what you got to say, Lady Cran, you know, to the people.
Greetings, greetings, family. Yeah, you may notice a little glow about me. I get sauna yesterday.
Got your little treatment.
Massage, steam, jacuzzi, all of them things there. That was a girlfriend of mine, 60th. Well, she was last year actually in December, but she had so many things going off. She said, you know what, let's leave it until in the new year. So we went yesterday and had a really, really good time. I tell you, take some time out for yourself.
Yeah,
Honestly, I know the Maya and the all of that. Just not buy into it. Take time out for yourself. Treat yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, like when we're ready to do our fasting and our cleansing, it's an absolute pleasure because we're treating ourselves. Not the treat that them want give like your dog. Your dog a treat because he give you one pour. No, treat yourself. You know what I'm saying? Do the things that you know your body needs. And oh, what can I say? And eat great, as my bro used to say.
Shout out to Unks out there.
Big shout out. So
And
yeah, man.
Gotta say it. Yeah, a wise man once said that if you think that you're too small to make a change, try and spend a night with a mosquito in your room. Let that resonate, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people think they're too small, they're insignificant, but really and truly, you got extreme power because you're connected to the all. What you have to do is, you know what I mean, put yourself out there and get a great message out there, and people will be taking it in.
Yeah, be that change.
Be that change that you want to see in the world.
Stop being the observer, because you know what, STS, there's so many of us, you know, on this planet, and them might say 7 billion, 8 billion, unless you go wrong, got head count, and by the time you count, some drop out and some drop in. So you know what I mean. We are what we are, and we are where we are. You know what I'm saying? The whole of the entire population that they say is on the planet could fit into the top half of Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So this illusion of scarcity of resources, it's all bullshit. Our lies, you know, meant to take you away from who and what you are. We just have to know that we're mighty and we're powerful. Do you know what I'm saying? And we make the change. We affect change. We can speak it into existence. And we've got to get up off our asses sometimes and do. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't just be passive and, you know, oh, I'm only human, because you know what that means. So don't call yourself that anymore. You're a man or you're a woman. Simple as that. You're a boy or a girl. Simple as that. It's like dog and puss. They're either male or female. Me not seen a transgender puss and dog out there. I don't know if you've seen any, booked up on any, who's made you know that actually don't call me, you know, a dog, because that relates to a male dog. I'm transgender, call me. You understand what I'm saying? It's tomfoolery, and only humans would speak like that. Men and women wouldn't. Just know that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Shout outs to Queen Michelle. That lady there, she's really interactive. She spoke to a lady the other day and gave her some information with Mark Christopher and our videos, you know, just sharing it out. You know, it's so key for us to share this information because you can change somebody's life. It's life changing information because it's not just the information, it's the energy that we're emitting, you know, to help you on your journey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, we're transmitters of energy. And shout outs to Michelle. Love that lady, man. Because
she's beautiful, beautiful queen.
She's been on the journey for a while. Have you noticed the ones that have been on the journey for what way before all of this pandemic business?
Yeah.
They're the ones that are really going at it because they've already been doing this. When they've already been doing this, it's just normal for you to tap in. You know what I mean?
It's what it is. It's really nice when you make links or contacts with other like-minded men and women. Because, you know, there are times, you know, years back when you literally were on your own, and when you were speaking about certain things, you know, people looked at you as if you had two heads. You know, people still look at me like that now. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, you know, they might say, oh, you know, oh, God, what you're saying is quite controversial and it's this and that. Yo, truly don't know what I go on. But you know, when you've been on this journey for a long time, trust me, it's not controversial. And you know, when you speak facts, and it's from first-hand experience, it's not, well, somebody did say that. And you know, the things that I do and I speak about, then trust me, if I haven't done it, then I wouldn't suggest or recommend or even talk about it. What I was thinking about, you know, not having these certain, you know, utilities hanging over my head anymore. But I ain't done out about it, but I was thinking about it. But I heard somebody that did do it. No.
No, you're speaking from experience.
I speak from first-hand knowledge. If you're not speaking from first-hand knowledge, then give the references, give the source of the information, so people can do their own due diligence and do research. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do. I say, you know, don't take anything that I say as, you know, just go and have a look for yourself. Use some discernment, because that's what we need to be doing. You know, not just listening to the BS that comes out of the mainstream, because we know now everybody who's got a modicum of common sense, and I'll say a modicum because some people ain't got none, but a modicum must be able to sit back and think, oh wow, what's going on here? This isn't right. It's out there for you. And the way that things have developed over the last 2-3 years is to wake mankind up. You've been in a psychosis, in a coma, and it's had to be a brutal awakening. You know, when you enjoy your sleep and you're comfortable and somebody comes and shakes you out of your sleep and you jump up and you're startled. It's that kind of awakening that's had to take place, because people are just so docile, dumbed down by the water, by the food, by the chemtrailing. It's all done purposefully to take you away from your greatness. Once that pineal gland's calcified, and they make sure it is, jug jab, jib up your picnic them, as then come out of your womb. As they come out of their womb, them are sent for them. You offer your babies up to a Baal. You know what I mean? They're demon god. That's what happens. But it's made normal because the men and the women in the white coats with a stethoscope round their neck telling you that they are pediatricians and that them are this and that, them are that. We trust our faith and confidence in men and women that we don't even know. That's how we become, not to be critical thinkers, not to think, actually, I know what you just said and I know who you are in terms of your title, but let me just go and have a little look for myself. We talk. I mean, Dave came up here. You guys know. You've heard Dave on a couple of our videos before.
That's the Dave out there.
He was in hospital last week. Them nearly killed him, man.
Mm-hmm.
He said it's on 2 blood pressure tablets. They changed one of them, and the one that they changed caused water retention. Mm-hmm. So he was literally drowning in his own.
His lungs.
In his lungs. Lungs were filling up with fluid, and if he didn't realise what was happening, boom. In hospital, and Robert said they did what they did. He said, I won't be here now. He said, I'd have been dead. That's what he said a little while ago.
They gave him the wrong prescription.
Because
if there's a right one.
If there's a right one. Well, we know the right one, isn't it? I mean, cleanse the body, give the body what it needs to sustain itself, rid it of inflammation, mucus inflammation that builds up in there. But you see, yet again, we're just handing ourselves over to them. Whoever sat there and wrote out that prescription. If Dave did check out, nobody would be knocking on the doctor door, you know, for arrest them or question them for culpable manslaughter.
Remember when we were saying, come like them, they're James Bond.
They are.
You know, they've got a license to kill out there.
The one of them should have 007 on their door when you walk in, so you know, so they've got a license to kill. Because unfortunately, that's what they do. The third highest killer
in America is malpractice.
Trust me. Iatrogenics, they call it. From being prescribed something, when them carried on, for go do whatever, them do that, cut the main artery, whatever.
There's a lot of doctors that wouldn't get the same procedure that you get because they know what's good. Even, you know, shout out to Dr. Joe Dispenza, you know, even him, when he broke his back, he was a surgeon and he said, no, fam, I'm not getting that surgery because those rods that they will put in his back will leave him paralyzed for life. Because he's got that information. He knew, you see. Without the right information, you can't make the right choices out here. It's real life.
That's what I'm trying to say. They do actually swear, and when you swear, you blaspheme, as you all know from the judicial notice that I read out on Monday. They're blaspheming. They swear to a Hippocratic oath to do no harm. Oh, come on. That's all they do, is to cause you harm and distress. And that's what they're causing, well, probably billions of people on the planet now, causing harm and distress because they are suffering some terrible, terrible adverse events from taking the bam bam boogie, the snake bite. They are suffering in their millions, and they want to keep this thing covered up. Those of you out there who've done any research or been tapped into what's happening with regards to these so-called globalists who consider themselves to be your overlords, your mummy and your puppy, they're going to tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. If they, like the World Health Organization, who now decides that what they're going to do is coordinate this future pandemics, so they will be the ones to lock down sovereign countries, and your governments have signed up to it. So the World Health Organization, that's what I call it, can decide that there's a new whatever out there, and then tell all the countries to lock down, and this is the remedy for whatever's out there. You can see where this thing's going, can't you? You don't have any sovereign countries. They've been taken over. So they've got this beautiful man. His name is Yuval Noah Harari. I heard he's one of Schwabe's best friends, so you can imagine how beautiful he is, can't you? Anyway, I'm going to play you just 2 minutes of this man and what he says. Trust me, yeah. Well, like I said, let me play you 2 minutes, yeah? Hold on there.
Think about, we're going to have this digital bill of rights. But whatever happened to for the people, by the people, of the people? I mean, that's totally out. But listen to this carefully and kind of catch what the intent is and how intrusive it is. Let's listen to this.
And COVID is critical because this is what convinces people to accept, to legitimize total biometric surveillance. If we want to stop this epidemic, we need not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under their skin. What we have seen so far, it's corporations and governments collecting data about where we go, who we meet, what movies we watch. The next phase is the surveillance going under our skin. We now see mass surveillance systems established even in democratic countries, which previously rejected them. And we also see a change in the nature of surveillance. Previously, surveillance was mainly above the skin. Now it's going under the skin. Governments want to know not just where we go or who we meet. Above all, they want to know what is happening under our skin. What's our body temperature? What's our blood pressure? What is our medical condition? Now humans are developing even bigger powers than ever before. We are really acquiring divine powers of creation and destruction. We are really upgrading humans into gods. We are acquiring, for instance, the power to re-engineer life. Humans are now hackable animals. The whole idea that humans have, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. I mean, all this story about Jesus rising from the dead and being the Son of God, this is fake news.
So hackable, people are hackable now. Tell us what that means. Tell us what the implications are.
I think we need to explain who this Mr. Yuval Harari is. He's an Israeli. He's a homosexual. I think, and he...
Yeah. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Yuval Noah Harari. These are the type of psychopaths that sit up at the World Economic Forum. Iman Schwabe, I saw. Now, go back and watch this video. Go and research him on YouTube and just listen to what he says and the words that he uses. Yeah? And people are going to be, oh, he said this and he said. He said, humans are now hackable animals. Remember what we said about the word human. Is he talking about you? Yeah?
Sir.
Exactly. So don't get upset and get your baggy in a twist because how the hard a man could. Just listen to what he says. Number one, he's a psychopath. You've got to know that. Number two, you're not no human because you know what their definition of a human is. You see what I'm saying? So don't be upset. Don't be perturbed about what he says because he's not speaking to Uno out there that know your men and women. Seriously. And the things that he's talking about, well, he also said in one of the videos, never let a good crisis go to waste, which is what they said when 9/11 happened. Never let a good crisis go to waste, because whilst people are panicking and running around like headless chicken, that's when they come forward their agenda. Yeah? They want to know your heart rate, your blood pressure. Listen, you take a crap, they'll know that you're having one. If you've got something where? Under your skin. And what gave them the opportunity to maybe put something under your skin in the last 3 years? Think about it, people. It's not rocket science. That's why people come up on barcodes and they're having the vanadium magnet stick to them, because they're sitting in their skin, underneath their skin. Why? I'm telling you already, I'm telling you again. People perish from a lack of knowledge, and that they have no faith in their creator. Because if you had faith in your creator, no man could come tell you, say, your creator is going to wipe you off the planet with a common cold, and you actually fall for it, hook, line and sinker, and then go and take a medical procedure to protect yourself against what these demons have told Uno. We pray for Uno. Those of Uno out there that take this thing, yeah, trust me, pray for Uno every day. That a miracle.
The way he's saying that, we pray for Uno every day. No, but
a
it's
miracle
real life, though.
that
Course,
will,
man.
trust me, because we're talking life and death.
Yeah, man.
Literally. And we all know that we're energy beings. This is a body, this is a suit.
Yeah,
when this body lay down, me still the boat, my spirit. But if your very own DNA has been changed, because remember, we're a creator, we're co-creators, the creator, divine creation we are talking about. Now you got man creating what?
What comes to my head was, I remember my mentor saying that, shouts to him, he said that the illusion is always going to be here, and real reality is always going to be here. So it comes down to you.
Absolutely.
What you indulge in. This is why I say it always comes back to self. It's always going to be here. Like, so don't get angry or
no,
like, come on,
no,
like,
exactly.
that's not going to change it.
No.
What's going to change it? Like I said at the start, is you.
Standing
You
up
can
in
be the
your
small
power.
change that makes big change. You see what I mean?
Absolutely.
That ripple effect, domino
Yes.
effect.
That's what
You
we're
get
talking
me?
about.
That's what we're dealing with out here, baby.
Yeah.
Trust me, so tap in, man.
Absolutely.
Don't be scared, be prepared, and be aware that you can change
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. And know that this, whatever it is not speaking to you. It's not speaking to you. But you know what? If you think, like the CBDC, all of them things, yeah, they're not speaking to you as a man and woman. They're speaking to the human. And yeah, there's a whole heap out there. There's a whole heap are going to fall into line. But guess what? You can't help them. You can only help yourself. And by you doing things, you never know. Like STS says, that ripple effect. Because it just sometimes it just takes one word that somebody says that resonates with you, and it changes the whole life. Change your whole life. One word. What would also like to approach is, something, as much as the chaos and all the rest of it that's taking place. There's earthquakes. There's also, I think, Wales. There was an earthquake in Wales. 4 point, 4 point something. Oh, little rackle thing like that. Well, we know that's not natural. We're in England. We don't have earthquakes. But so those machines that they have out there, they can do various things. But the men and women out there, there are some beautiful, beautiful souls out there. Trust me. And regardless of what's happening, they appreciate who and what they are. They appreciate the gifts that they've been given, and they have a love of their fellow men and women. And right now, there's a lot of men and women out there that are just doing because they can. They find themselves in a situation where they've got, they're quite affluent, and through their business that they do, and they give back. And so they're literally going around the cities and the states that they live in and blessing somebody, paying it forward. And, you know, some of the people, what will never, it never surprises me because I know what's going to happen. That when these people, because for example, you'll have a man looking a little bit disheveled, yeah? He's a millionaire, but he looks disheveled. And he'll be asking if somebody can give him $1 because he's really hungry and I need something to eat. And, you know, can you give me $1? And, you know, people just polling past, just going past, nobody paying much attention. You know, people with their bags with Versace and all them ting panic, you know, just walking past. And it's not saying begging $1, it's saying just $1 so I can get something to eat. And guess what? This man would go up to a homeless man or woman. One example, the woman sat there with this little polystyrene cup, and he went up to her and he said, I know you're homeless, but I'm so hungry. You have $1 to get something to eat. And this woman stood up, all cardboard boxes around her, because this is where she lives on the streets, right? And dug her hand in her pocket, and she pulled out this crumpled up dollar, and she handed it to him. And he said, do you have another one? No, this is all I got. I just got this $1. You take it. You're hungry. He said, why would you do that? She said, because you're hungry. I know what it's like to be hungry. And gave him the dollar. He told her to keep the dollar and took $2,000 out of his pocket and put it into her hand. Rich people walked past him, ignored him, and the poor woman who had nothing gave him, and look what the Creator did, blessed her $2,000. And there's numerous examples of men and women on the because they post this on the YouTube, and they get lots of subscribers. And what happens is that the subscribers donate money, which they then hand out as well as their own money. Do you know what I'm saying? It's amazing what we can do when we come together. It really is. It made me feel so happy to see that, you know, that somebody will do something like that for somebody else, because that's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to be about the 10 cars when you can only drive one, or the 10 houses when you can only live in one. You see that gluttony? That's one of the 7 deadly sins. Gluttony. When you're craving and you won't share, or you look down on somebody because they happen to be not dressed in the latest gear. That's how this fiat currency system has made men and women become human, become the monster, because they've actually developed that monster. They nurtured that monster to the point where you now think you're all it, because you've got everything that you need and you don't give a crap about your brother down the street.
You know what? You just stimulated some thought patterns.
Come my youth, because right about now me done.
Yeah, man. Experience changes your perception. So that homeless woman that you're speaking about, her experience has shaped her reality to the point where she doesn't want to see anybody go through that pain that she went through. See what I mean? So, and when you was just talking about the greed, because people are feeding the ego to the point where that's all they care about.
Yeah.
Just themselves. We're about self, but we're also about others.
Yeah,
there's a big difference with consciousness and ego, you know. Ego is about just feeding you only and shitting on people.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. We're dealing with a whole perspective of life, realizing that we're all one, you know. I just end it on that there, you know, because a lot of people need to realize that, trust me, what you do has a big impact on life.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Remember what I said at the start. Trust me. You're not small, man. Trust me. You're big. You're mighty. You're powerful. You know.
So let's do that. Let's do it. Let's pay it forward. Let's do something for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? The more you give, is the more you receive.
Baby.
Trust me, because all of those ones out there living, maxing out their credit cards and thinking everything's wonderful. Trust me, the wealth of the wicked is going to be transferred to the poor. Trust me. And when it lands into the hands of the poor, trust me, when you've been poor, you know what it's like to see another brother and sister being poor, not having enough food, no shelter. And all you're going to want to do is help, is give them, show them a way, teach a man how to fish. So enough of the day, wait for you to come with your food. If you not turn up one day, he can provide for himself and provide for his family. Because with the the planet's bountiful. You know, there's things that's not even been discovered on this planet. You know what I'm saying? So it's all here for us. But the greed of the 13 bloodlines, the evil draconian, whatever you want to call them, they've taken it over. But we're going to take it back because we realise what's been happening. And we're not just going to sit back and just say, oh, you know, well, it won't, like some people say, oh, well, it is what it is, isn't it? Really? I don't think so. No, it's not. It is what we say it is. We determine where we go, what we do. I don't need to be tracked and traced, you know? I know prison me in a, well, yeah, been in an open prison all my life, but didn't realise it. But, you know, we have to take all of that back. We have to know that it's not the human that they're speaking to. And if they are speaking to the human, that's not you. So, like in the early days, I mean, I know those channels have been taken down, so a lot of those podcasts are gone. But I remember speaking about the acts and the legislation and the guidelines and the rules. Whenever if you read the Coronavirus Act, if you read it, it never once said man or woman. So it was never speaking to the man or woman. But the minute you accept it, I guess it is what it is. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to know who and what you are. That's why I said it's so important for you to know that. The minute you know who and what you are, there you go. You're the Neo up in this thing here. Mm-hmm. You understand me? You are the one. But if you don't know that and you don't say it, you know what I mean? Walk it, sleep it, live it, eat it, believe it, know it. If you don't do that, then you'll be subject to all of the bullshit that's out there. Because trust me, that's exactly what it is. Men and women running around pretending to be something that they're not because they've given themselves a title, king, it's queen. Persona, exactly. You know what I mean? They're all actors.
Just saying, you got to tap into this frequency that allows you to have a great experience. Because it's all frequency, all energy, all vibration, just like Nikola Tesla said. You know what I mean? Tap in, man.
Absolutely.
Instead of tapping out.
You know what I mean? There's people all over this planet that don't even know this hogwash that's taking place on where we are. They're living their lives out in nature. You know what I'm saying? I walk up and
go, different reality zone. They're not a part of this matrix.
They're not in it.
Trust me. Yeah, man. We shape reality. Remember
exactly.
That. Trust me.
So don't sit and wonder, well, how could this have happened to us? Because we were just complacent. We've forgotten who and what we are. And like when you're in an accident and you get licked on and your head busts up on your last memory, then anybody can shape your reality now, can't they? Because you don't remember. And that's what all of the, the poisoning of the air, the water, the food, you name it, the education system has taken you away from who and what you are. So like I said, somebody needs to dash a cup of cold water in your face so you could shot shit out of you. So you wake up. Once you do that, look around and see what your surroundings. Listen to what I go on and say to yourself, it's not mine. It's not my reality. This is the reality that I choose for me. And live by it. Guess what? You're good to go. That's what we've been. Trust me. Because nothing we're going out there, believe you me, has impacted on our lives and the way that we live it. Because we're not in it. You can be in the world, but don't be of it. Because when you're of it, trust me, you end up getting screwed.
Yeah, real life. And yeah, let's end it on that one there, It's real life, man. And good food, good mood. You're having good food and you're definitely going to have a good mood. So make sure you get your fruits and veggies down, and your alkaline food. And you're definitely going to have a good mood. Keep raising your soul and loving yourself wholeheartedly. And no finish line for we. Just like Goggins, no finish line for we. Trust me. And because we're there with you.
Spiritually.
You don't know, bro and sis. Stay blessed. And STS and Lady Crown over and out. Peace and blessings.
Peace.